Good afternoon. I am your host, Brandon Scott, and on today's adventure, we are at Rainy Pass up at the top of the North Cascades Highway, and I am going to be doing the Rainy Lake short hike with Lorenzo. It is after our last day of work here out at North Cascades for the week. We'll be going home tomorrow, and it's raining here, but it was snowing on us, little snow flurries up at Washington Pass. Took a camp robber trying to beg for me in the background. But I took a time lapse and I took a nice long exposure up at Washington Pass looking at Liberty Bell and early winter spires. Those will be up shortly, but today's video, well, at least this video in particular, will be us hiking to Rainy Lake. Thank you for joining us.
Today's hike to Rainy Lake after stopping at Washington Pass is very short and quick, so it's going to be in the day hike book. That book's not going to bother covering it because 100 hikes generally does longer hikes, and the day hikes is all the short stuff you can do in a couple hours. So, today's adventure, focus on Rainy Lake, 1.8 miles round trip, hour to do, 50 feet, and paved and flat and wheelchair accessible. Might be a little more difficult with some snow. No, that's Lake Ann. That's different lake. Ignore that. But yeah, so that's it. It's going to be short and quick and easy. Hang out, take some videos, and enjoy ourselves because we got off a little early from work today. Alright, so the parking area is down that trail, and then this is a joint parking lot for Rainy Lake Trail, goes that way, and then the Heather/Maple Pass Loop can go that way, or also this way, and there will eventually be a split in the trail, whereas that will go to Rainy Pass, and that will go do the loop, which that loop I want to do somewhere in the near future, but being that it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a chilly, slushy mid-October day, don't have the time to do it. I mean, if I would have been up here 2 hours ago, then yeah, I probably could have risked it and gone out and played in a snowstorm, and that would have made for some potentially really good video. But alas, time is not on my side, so Lorenzo and I are going to go hike to Rainy Lake and go check that out. But Rainy Lake, you can hear the highway in the background to my left. This hike is like 3/4 of a mile one way to the lake, and it's flat, it's paved, and yes, it is flat. The guidebooks say it literally gains 52 feet of elevation in this 3/4 of a mile, and it's paved the whole time, so the trail itself isn't going to be all that exciting. I mean, you're going to be going through some pretty cool subalpine forest, I'm sure, but it's a flat trail, it's an easy trail, it's literally wheelchair accessible. Anybody can do it. Anybody should come out and do it. If you'd been out here a couple weeks ago, would have been what North Cascades National Park Complex calls Larch Madness. Yes, they play on March Madness. Squirrel. Squirrel. See squirrel? Squirrel. But what they call Larch Madness, yes, play on words on March Madness, where you come out and you come see the larch or tamarack trees, which is one of the only species of evergreen trees that actually lose their needles every once in a while and regrow them. And when they lose them, they're like maple trees. They change color and then drop. But larch trees are like the most brilliant shade of golden yellow you will ever see. They make almost anything else look subpar in comparison. And when the sun comes out and hits it, oh my goodness. So hopefully we'll get to see some of that on the cirque surrounding Rainy Lake if the clouds stay up. We got to see most of early winter spires and Liberty Bell. Check out the video there to see that long exposure. And I'm probably going to get into the habit of putting short time lapses in the front of long exposures. Or I might separate them out. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. But there'll be a long exposure and a time lapse of it. There, you can see the clouds move around, but that's where we were before that. Snow level, you can see, was here at one point, but I think tomorrow the snow level is transitioning from 3,500 feet where it's been the last couple of days, hence why old snow on the ground to I think this weekend it's going to warm up and it's going to go to like 6,000 and we're at like 4,800. So snow is just a dusting. It ain't gonna last too long for now. Oh, Lorenzo decided to wait for me. Should be coming up to a split in the trail here pretty soon for the Maple Pass loop. Ain't that pretty? I guess the only real downside to this trail is it isn't going to get very far away from the highway, so you listen to highway traffic the whole time, but oh well. Well, there's 5 seconds I won't get back.
What happened? It wasn't there?
Huh?
It wasn't there?
No, I'm recording. No, I didn't find it.
Oh, shit. Not bad, bro.
Why? Where do you think it's hiding? Yeah, that's a pretty good little foggy shot, huh? Yeah, I can stop if you want me to. Thank you, sir. Ah, here's the trail intersection. So yeah, that direction goes up and then comes back down where the trailhead was. If we had more time, we'd go do it, and if it wasn't snowy, because we probably run into a bunch of snow on the higher up we go. But we'll go this way, stay on the paved trail. Pretty park benches. What?
Did you see that one tree that's kind of like leaning towards that way off the trail and it has like a lump on it?
Uh-huh.
I stood on that.
Play Little King of the Mountain, huh?
Dude, I was like, I'm gonna fall.
Yeah, it's not so much fun when everything's all wet and slippery, huh?
But we got cowboy boots on.
Yeah. He's probably taking pictures, which is totally fine. In fact, I think I'm taking a couple of pictures I saw on Mushroom, or I thought there it is. A couple of mushrooms poking out through the light snow. Make a pretty picture. And last bits of salmonberry and strawberry, wild strawberry leaves hanging out. Those will probably be gone in the next week or so. So yesterday, didn't go out and take a video because yesterday was the tough day, was the day we were actually inside the tank doing what we were needing to be out here for. Cleaning, chipping lead paint out of the inside of a tank that holds a bunch of hydraulic oil for one of the turbines. So we didn't get on the boat till the last boat of the day at 3:30 instead of 1 o'clock. So I didn't really have time to go out and go do any hiking. But instead, I threw my waders on that I brought in case I wanted to go fishing. Strapped the GoPro to my calf and went and stood hip deep, or not quite hip deep, thigh deep in the Skagit River and let the salmon swim through my legs for about half an hour. Really should go check that video out. It's gonna be freaking sweet. Right there. So hopefully that'll be cool. Hopefully that'll get a lot of views. It is chilly out and it is damp out. There's a lot of big Engelmann spruce trees in here though. Well, I'm getting little peeky poke views of Liberty Bell there. 3D effect. I'm sure the camera's all schmutzed up now. Oh wait. Well, I see the trees thinning out, and I can see some water through said trees, and let's get raindrop with said camera lens. But I see water through trees, and I hear a waterfall, so I believe, oh yeah, that'll be good. And I believe this is going to be a rainy lake. Not too bad for 20 minutes of walking on a paved surface, eh? A little better than walking around downtown Seattle or New York City, eh? And of course, it's not complete without that gorgeous little rainy lake. Old style. Oh yeah. That'll do. Goodness, look at that. Lorenzo went off to go hang out in the trees somewhere a little far away. But I'm definitely thinking I'm going to set up a long exposure. Yeah, retaining wall looks like it's been shoved over some time ago, but that's alright. Oh, that's pretty. But yeah, this is Rainy Lake, and that streak of white is Rainy Lake Falls that is iced up in the cold snap for the last couple of days. And if the fog were to go away, there's that fog line there, but up there, somewhere in there, is Frisco Mountain and the Lyman Glacier. Which just means we'll have to come back another time so we can get a good look at the glacier. But there's something special about looking around a lake when it's all foggy and drizzly like this. Don't get me wrong, going to hike a lake on a nice warm bluebird day to go for a swim and stuff is great. But this is a pretty cool way to experience a lake on a hike too. With the snow and the drizzle, and that's a lot of freaking icicles over there. But yeah, this is the Rainy Lake hike. Gonna definitely take a long exposure and probably a little time lapse here too. Thanks for tagging along.
So that'll wrap it up for today's episode of Cooley Outdoors, the hike to Rainy Lake. There will be at least one long exposure video, possibly two. I don't know. I took a long exposure video from 2 different vantage points about 200 yards apart from each other on different spots on the lake shore. Don't know if I'll combine them together or if they'll just be one. But anyway, there will be at least one more video for Rainy Lake. But thank you for joining me. Please leave a like and a comment down below, or a dislike if you didn't like the video. I'm hoping you liked it though. I don't think I did too much wrong. I'm hoping not. But anyway, leave a like and a comment down below. It helps with the YouTube algorithms because, you know, YouTube. And then share it to social media, please. It would really help us out. And catch you next time. Have a good afternoon. Have a good rest of your fall. And ciao.